You're listening to the all-new Rain Man 001 on Rain Man Digital.
Permission granted to land on Fiber. It's a trap!
Hello, this is Stormtrooper 1. In case you were just way too busy to listen to our last show, this is what you missed.
Mostly, I enjoy the most rumors because we can sit down and speculate, and that's kind of what we do best, is make up shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what we do. We make up shit based on made up shit. And that's usually our usually our most popular shows. So
see, our shit is made up of their shit, which is then regurgitated to our shit, back to their shit, and then it becomes somebody else's shit.
And it becomes watered down like diarrhea.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's worse, that comment or Sky Guy. For Ewan McGregor coming back, because he's arguably one of the highlights of the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, his line in Revenge of the Sith was great. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance.
He sounds. Greg sounds more like Dr. Emmett Brown.
Great Scott, Anakin! We have to get the ship up to 88 miles per hour.
And then later on, when he got sober, right before Revenge of the Sith, he apologized and said he was out of his mind. That he was severely abusing.
I realized I had a problem when I woke up dressed as a tauntaun trying to fuck a girl I had dressed as Luke Skywalker.
Greg sounds like one of the Beatles, not Greg.
Yeah, you know what? I tried.
It's close.
All his voices are off this today. He tried to do Obi-Wan and he did Dr. Emmett Brown. now he's John Lennon.
It's his best.
Obi-Wan's from Scotland.
Warning from the Bacta tank contains adult language and discussions. If you're easily offended, do not continue.
We would be honored if you would join us.
How are you feeling? Your latest workups on your condition indicate that all damage has been reversed. Recovery is total. I believe you have been quite fortunate. No further thanks are necessary, Commander, but you are most welcome. It is my function and pleasure as a medical droid to help and heal human beings.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
All right, hello. Star Wars From the Bacta Tank exclusively on Rain Man Digital. You can find us on Stitcher. Search Star Wars From the Bacta Tank, as well as our website, FromTheBactaTank.com. Lots of news to get through this week. David, hello. How are you doing?
How's it going, everyone?
Dustin, hello.
Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
There's so much news going on again. As I'm putting together show notes, I'm like General Grievous with his hands. I'm like, abandoned ship.
Everybody to abandoned ship.
Like, I get so excited putting together these show notes and I get stuck reading every single article. Like, usually for any other show, I read the headline. I'm like, okay, I can go off on this. I want to stay a little surprised on some things. I don't read them. I find myself reading every single issue, every single topic from top to bottom, just to see what's going on, because there's just so much. A lot of it's rumor. I'm sure some of it will be put to rest as false or true in the near future. But today, we're going to discuss briefly the new Star Wars app. You didn't bring your phone today.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Thank you, David, because that was the entire show. I guess that's the downfall of showing up 5 minutes before.
Yeah, that is true. But honestly, dude, the app is actually really nice.
Okay, tell me about it, because they're really promoting the hell out of this. What's the app for? Is it exclusively like with Star Wars news?
It's with Star Wars news. It's everything you could possibly want for Star Wars. Yes, there's actually little atypical gadgets you would expect on an app for like a franchise. Like you have sound bites, soundboards, you have like those little kid things like taking pictures.
Is it the website put into a mobile form?
Not really.
Okay. Do they have a news section where you
it's like completely separate? Plus there's actually like the whole point for the app is it's a countdown. It's literally a countdown. Like when you open up the app,
a countdown to what? Force Awakens, or a countdown to everything?
No, countdown to Force Awakens.
So it's like the new Terminator movie.
It's Judgment Day.
Genesis goes live.
Actually, dude, you're right. Yeah, it is like it.
Oh
because,
my
like,
god, dude! What if that was George Lucas's ultimate plan altogether, dude? To start Judgment Day when someone else takes over Star Wars.
Lucas is
man, and it's like Kingsman. As soon as the countdown goes off, like this crazy audio thing goes off in everybody's phones, and we all just kill each other. And he's like, "Ha ha, bitches!"
Oh my god!
Literally, the interface, dude, is really nice. I would actually tell people to, if you're a Star Wars fan, download it, because not only does it have the countdown, but it has like the latest news, like every single headline you could possibly want. Like I checked it this morning before I left my apartment.
The final countdown. That's what I hear right now.
I was thinking about that just now. I was like, oh my god!
See, I would be sold on the app if when you logged into the app, it played that little song.
Oh, dude, that'd be so bad.
Well, it's just is the app worth it? I mean, because that would just be another. Is it a large app? I mean,
it's a pretty beefy app.
Damn,
but it's free.
Oh, of course,
it's free. So
yeah,
you can download it and everything else. I mean, a lot of people have been having problems with it. Like if you use an iPhone, apparently like iPhone users have a problem with the interface.
Yeah, good job.
But honestly, if you have an Android or any like Samsung or anything, it'll work fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll check it out, but I have this thing on my wall called a calendar, and I think it works pretty well.
That's funny. All right. Also, Star Wars Lando officially has hit today.
Yes.
It was released today. I wanted to read it before the show today. I did not have time because I was planning on giving like a brief review, but it's looking like from some of the internet, going off of what the internet's saying about it, people are liking it a lot.
Oh yeah. It
so
is.
that comes out today. Star Wars Lando #1. Of course, the first issue of Marvel's comic book series Lando is out now. Check it out. Available at all comic book retailers and, of course, digital comics, which is where I'm going to buy it. And yet another cost that'll be added.
Star Wars cost.
Yeah, I can't keep up. I said this last week, but there's the Princess Leia, there's the Star Wars, the Darth Vader, the Lando, and now we have Kanan. I mean, do they want people reading all of them, or do you think they're just kind of hitting all their bases with different niches? Like some people are going to like Kanan, some people are going to like Lando, or do you think what are you finding? Because you're more tapped into the Star Wars community than I am, like meaning average everyday people. Are they getting everything? Are they reading Darth Vader? Are they reading Star Wars? Are they reading Kanan?
It's one of those things. It's one of those things I really would like to ask one of the heads of the Marvel comic book distribution, because like. At first, it made sense because they released Darth Vader, Star Wars, and Princess Leia.
Right, and they're all interconnected, especially Star Wars and Darth Vader that works side by side.
Yeah, and it made sense. But then, as they went along, then they released Kanan, which kind of made sense because Rebels, they wanted to tie Rebels to everything. Now they came out with Lando, and while I'm one of those people, I'm really psyched to actually read Lando. So far, a lot of like the reviews of Lando have been really good. But I'm kind of confused. Why go with Lando instead of like a character like Han Solo?
Yeah.
Everyone under the sun was like thinking when they first announced Lando, it was kind of like, well, why isn't Han getting his own comic? Because you had Princess Leia.
Does everybody need his own comic book though? I mean, yes, as a Star Wars fan,
main characters though. Main characters need their comic.
I don't know, man. I really listen. I want Star Wars, but there comes a point where you're kind of just raping. You're kind of raping.
It is a lot. Yeah, that is a lot.
It's a little too. I mean, they're bending us down and shoving comic books up our asshole, and hoping we enjoy it.
Well, I mean, on the plus side,
I mean, and David, you look like you're getting annoyed because you probably enjoy them. But I mean, see, this is the difference between you and I. Like, I want to read more Star Wars. I do. But don't you think they should slow down a little bit?
At this point, yes. I was actually all for, like keep giving it more, keep giving us more and more and more. And they're actually making announcements at San Diego Comic-Con for more comic books that are going to come out in September.
See, you don't think that's a little too much, a little too soon, or do you think or do you think they know that this Star Wars hype is going to eventually die down a bit? I mean, it's not going to go away, and it's going to be super popular. Look at the Marvel. The Marvel keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Their movies, but do you think they're trying to ride this bandwagon or this train at least until Force Awakens comes out, so that because they know that after that comes out, it's going to die down a bit?
I think, you know what, I was really confused why they were releasing everything until someone actually one of my comic book friends actually said we were discussing it, having a geek conversation about Star Wars and comics, and he basically pointed out that I think we have to understand that they're going to saturate everything into the market. They're going to release as much as they can because they're trying to get a bigger audience.
Yeah.
Because remember what we remember that Star Wars for us is always there.
Yeah.
They have that demographic of 30 plus.
Yeah, that's like a part of our lifestyle, man.
Now he made the comment that basically they want to capture the younger audience.
Okay,
now.
so you think by saturating the market, do you think they're actually going to bring, let's say there's been like 13, 14-year-olds, like, Star Wars is lame, my dad likes Star Wars, and then what's going to happen is they're going to end up getting caught up in something like one of the comic books or a book. You think that's what they're trying to do, hopefully, is maybe, do you think Star Wars is actually getting new fans at this point?
I think that's the whole goal at this point with the comics, because like you remember what we discussed a long time ago. I mean, kids nowadays have the attention span of a sieve. It's
a Sith?
Of Sith. Sieve.
Oh.
But if we just bombard them with everything we got, something's going to stick. I think that's what Marvel Comics is thinking. Is like, okay, we'll throw Princess Leia because we'll try to get
throw up my penis.
The female demographic, the little girls.
Wait, don't throw little girls at my penis. Come on.
No, that would be the Emperor going into the closet.
Oh, yes. Yes, please. Throw little girls at my penis. There always could be, when it comes to girls, there can always be more than two.
Oh, really?
Power! You've had 2 girls,
power.
1 cup. Now how about 2 girls, 1 tauntaun?
Yeah, Greg, first words he says is the Interesting Studios tauntaun. I like that.
Yep.
All right, so moving on past that, there's a rumor that's, again, I don't know, this is just a rumor right now. Star Wars, I don't think Lucasfilm has officially confirmed this yet, but it seems to be legit because almost every single site has picked this up, more than any other rumor that's been released yet this week. Donnie Yen?
Yeah, dude. That, for me, that was the most exciting news.
I guess it's rumored to be in Star Wars Episode 8.
Yes.
And they're actually starting to film this in August. I absolutely love Donnie Yen, man.
Dude,
he is
Donnie
one of
Yen's
my favorites.
I love Donnie Yen, but I don't give a fuck. He's in Star Wars. Like,
why not?
Is he going to be a new character? Or is he going to be like a side character that's going to be in there for like 20 minutes?
Honestly,
do some cool shit and then leave.
Well, do you think he'll be now? Okay. I don't think they've cast anybody of Ray Park's status, okay, yet in the new movies, right? Am I correct?
As far as I know, no.
Okay, well, maybe they're bringing another martial arts element into Episode 8, and that'll be Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Either in a costume, maybe he's going to play Darth Maul. Maybe Ray Park's too old to do those things. Ray Park got old. But Donnie Yen's old, too. We all know Asians can live to be 250.
Yes, because we're immortal.
Yeah.
You're Filipino.
So I mean,
need a can of Raid to kill you.
maybe they'll explain Darth Maul's fighting style, because obviously Darth Maul's fighting style is unlike anything we've seen in Star Wars. So maybe Episode 8, maybe they're going to explain that it's a type of Sith.
So you're going to say he's another son of Dathomir?
Maybe it's a martial arts type.
I thought in the article though they mentioned that he was going to be a Jedi though.
Is he? I didn't read the article. I just read the headline, like a headline reader.
Because that's what
David, you're the rumors and news troll. You have to read all these things for us.
Did you read it? Did you actually read that?
No, I read that article you sent me, and then basically
you're right. David, your brother shared it with us, and it did say Jedi.
Yeah,
you're correct. Well, it could still be some type of Jedi fighting style, just like there's different in our world. There's different martial arts.
Well,
maybe Darth Maul's fighting style is a specific arts. You know what I mean, of this universe.
Well, they did. Well, for me, being the old school, the Jedi person in here, when you were going on your way to become a Jedi Ranger, to become like a full-fledged...
Sounds stupid.
I know. A full-fledged Jedi.
When I hear the Jedi Ranger, I see Chuck Norris like, dressed in a Jedi robe.
I thought of Power Rangers.
Far away, on a lawless planet of Tatooine. One Ranger with the Force to keep the peace.
All right,
Walker, Jedi Ranger.
So there you go.
There you go.
Okay, so you go ahead.
So when they go on their journey, they go to different temples around that are on the planet, and one of them is one that has to deal with martial arts.
Yeah,
and where they learn how to fight using the Force, but not using like push.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe they're going to explore.
they might bring that might be something they'll kind of dip into.
Well, we'll see. We'll stand watch and find out what services with the Donnie Yen character. I know we're going to find out more soon because if they're starting to shoot episode 8 beginning in August, I think we're going to start getting. It's going to be weird, man, because not only are we going to be like, not only is the internet now going to be flooded with episode 7 news, we're going to start getting flooded with episode 8 rumors now because they're starting before episode 7 even comes out.
It's too much.
So it is too much.
The roller coaster is coming.
I feel like I'm a 50-year-old man and I just started marrying like a 20-year-old girl and she wants sex like every 5 minutes and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay.
The soul is willing, but the body is weak.
I need Star Wars Viagra. Okay, so I can keep up.
No, so he went out against some pretty big names in the kung fu world. Like,
wait, what's that?
Donnie Yen. So I'm skimming the article.
Okay, what did they? What was it?
So he went out the role over 8 other actors, including Jet Li, Tony Leung Chihuahua, Wang Li Hom.
Who?
These are all I don't care.
I'm just being stupid.
Zhang Chen, Daniel Wu, and Stephen Chow.
Stephen Chow, I love Stephen Chow, but as a director, though, a director.
So these are all pretty big names in the martial arts world.
Donnie Yen's God to me. I'm sorry, Donnie Yen to me is God. He's a guy that's been on the verge of U.S. mainstream status forever, and he's always about to get there. Because obviously he's an international superstar, but that doesn't mean shit in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's always on the verge of about to make his mark on U.S., and then it never really comes to fruition. Jet Li was able to make that transition for a while.
It was short, though,
Jackie,
dude.
yeah, very short. Jackie Chan was able to, even though he hates American cinema, he was able to make that transition because he loves the money.
Yeah.
But Donnie Yen, maybe this will finally be it for Donnie Yen to get him into the U.S. market finally.
It's
officially because I've seen almost every one of his movies. I love him.
I love Donnie Yen.
He's fantastic.
Him and when we first saw this article, I was originally thinking Ip Man.
In fact, do you remember we based Meishika Curse, some of the fight scenes of Meishika Curse, off his that movie that he did, some cop movie where he has a nightstick and he just goes crazy in an alley? You remember? I forgot the name of that movie.
It's I know what you're talking about. SPL.
Yeah, dude, I love it. And I remember we actually choreographed that fight thing based on that Donnie Yen fight scene.
Yeah,
dude, I love him, dude.
That whole movie's awesome. Like I remember, I was at a convention. They had the import from China, and I guess it was the only person at this booth that was like, "Oh, you got all these martial arts films? Oh, they're a different region though, but they have subtitles. Do you have an all region DVD player?" The guy there got so excited that I was like buying anything else but anime. He's like, "I'll give you a good deal." I got like maybe $200-$300 of like kung fu films and a DVD player for like $150.
That's sweet.
I was like, yes.
All right, so moving on from Donnie Yen, Han Solo news has been released, and again, this has been confirmed by Lucasfilm, so we know this is going to happen. But there's some conflicting reports with other rumors that haven't been confirmed, and we're going to tie them all in and find out maybe one side of these rumors have been. Maybe they don't got their facts straight or whatnot. But Lucasfilm has confirmed that Han Solo will get his own Star Wars movie. But now, the big question is, it is going to be a prequel. So which actors are going to play Harrison Ford's role? I know. It's really hard for me. I know some people keep throwing Chris Pratt because everyone's blowing him right now. I don't have a problem with Chris Pratt, but
I do.
Why? There's this thing that we have in this country where somebody does like a good movie and
they want to see him in everything.
And they want to see him in everything. And I'm like, listen, Chris Pratt, I didn't give him a fair shake after Galaxies. I thought he was good, but I was like, you know what else has he done? He did Jurassic Park, and he's the only thing that was good in that movie. So I'm warming up to him. I think he's a capable A-lister, okay? But to just say, hey, Chris Pratt, because he's the flavor of the month, that's the problem with Hollywood.
Yes.
Is Hollywood will have a flavor of the month, and then they want to put him in everything, and then they realize that not everybody is Harrison Ford.
And not everybody wants to see him all the time. I mean,
exactly.
Look at Chris Tucker.
Exactly, dude. Perfect example. Harrison Ford, for example, has staying power. He's one of the few actors who's relevant. In the last 8 years, no, but he's been relevant for 30 plus years. There's only a handful of actors who've acted consistently: Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Though most actors' lifespan is less than 10 years.
But he's also made sure he stayed relevant too. Like,
right.
You've seen videos of him like playing video games. Like they're showing him like here's
in the mic all the way.
You know, he was playing, Trey.
Not that. You're not Barry White.
where he was playing like a PS3 or whatever. And he's like, oh my god, these are amazing. And he's like, technology is awesome, and like he's trying to stay in there and trying to stay relevant and trying to stay there. So that's what adds to his staying power. But doesn't he have a son or something like that?
I don't think he's an actor. Doesn't mean he's a good actor though.
I didn't. Well, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying he should.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but if he's a capable actor and he could pull it off.
Yeah. Fortunately, like I said, Harrison Ford had this chemistry about him that he was able to hold on to audiences through multiple decades. Yeah. And not every actor has that. And to just say, hey, Chris Pratt's popular right now, let's put him in there. You don't know. You don't know how it will work. Look at Shia LaBeouf. He's a good actor.
Oh my god, he's gone fucking insane.
I know. I like Shia LaBeouf a lot. I actually think he's a good actor, but his flavor went out of sale right after Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You know, and he can't get back.
That was his fire sale right there.
Yeah, that was so. Imagine if they decide to say, "Hey, you're in the new." What if they imagine to reboot Indiana Jones and throw him in because he was the flavor of the month? They would have had another terrible, reboot.
But what if they put in Shia LaBeouf now?
No, I still don't think he can do it. There's certain things he can play, and that's not it. So that's the only thing with Han Solo is they're going to need to. I think they'll be better off casting someone who's unknown.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I really think that's the way to go.
That's what I was going to say.
Some of the people they're looking at, I guess the hot list is Aaron Paul, Taylor Kish, and Chris Pratt.
That's actually kind of funny because I was actually originally thinking in my back of my head, who would I want to see? And Aaron Paul was one of those guys that I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing.
Well, there's been rumors for weeks, months now that he's tied into Star Wars in some fashion, that everyone's pretty sure he's going to be in Star Wars, but they don't know what. I mean, he could be in Star Wars Rogue One, he could be in Episode 8, but everyone's assuming now because he tweeted out, all my dreams are finally coming true. He tweeted this out a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And people are wondering, it came out right when the Han Solo announcement came out. So people are kind of putting two and two together. Like, I wonder if this is what he's talking about, because there's been a long-running rumor now that he will be in Star Wars somehow, especially because he did the live read. Remember, he did the live read of Han Solo at the theater.
He's going to be Greedo.
But Mike, what do you think about him? I mean, Aaron Paul.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. I need to see Aaron Paul.
The run 12 parsecs. Bitch.
With my money, yo.
that'd be so badass.
Chewie, show them what we do to people that don't pay us. Right, bitch.
Samuel L. Jackson, I kind of questioned when they cast him because he was such a notable face and, motherfucker this, motherfucker that. But it ended up working. So you never really know, So we'll see. We'll see. Do you guys, out of those three, Tyler Kish, Aaron Paul, Chris Pratt, if you had to choose out of those three, which ones would you choose, Dave?
I'd take Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul. Dustin, what about you? If you had to choose out of those three.
Aaron Paul. I would go with Aaron Paul.
What about you, Greg?
I'd go with Aaron Paul.
You know what? I would too. I would go. I love Chris Pratt. Yeah. I like Taylor Kish as well, but I think Aaron Paul has that. He doesn't have the perfect pretty boy look, but he's a good looking guy, and that's kind of how Harrison Ford was. He wasn't the pretty boy, but he was that ruggedly good looking dude, and that's kind of how I see Aaron Paul would do it. But the thing is that I've only seen Aaron Paul really in Breaking Bad. I would like to see him in other things and see what his range really was. How good his range is.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is he did the Need for Speed movie.
Yeah, and he kind of played the same guy.
Did he?
I think so, didn't he?
I'm not really.
And then he was a Mormon, or he was he was in The Big Love, built in HBO.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Big Love.
He was dating that hot chick, the blonde hair, the Mormon daughter. What's her name? The one that was in the movie with Megan Fox, and she was supposed to be the ugly friend. And I was like, yeah, right. She's not ugly.
Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, Jennifer's Body. Who's the blonde girl in there?
Oh God, big eyes, really hot.
Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. He was dating her in Big Love, and he kind of played he never has played anything out there and outlandish. If that makes sense.
That's true.
What about? I don't know. I'm just reading through the article, and they kind of put up their own. That list like that. There's one in that list that actually I
which one?
Taron Egerton.
Which one's that?
He's the kid. He was the kid that was in Secret Service.
Yeah. Is he kind of flavor of the month though? I mean, there's a bunch of chicks dying over him now.
Well, because he's got that. It's that whole British thing. Like they'll go over.
What British thing, Greg?
He has a British accent.
What type of accent is that?
Well, I mean, if you talk like this for a bit, you're in one movie. have this accent. His panties get all wet and they drop,
It's always the Beatles. It's always John Lennon.
Shut
It
up.
always turns into John Lennon.
All right, so Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Is that you say it? Okay.
Him or Aaron Paul. Because he did really well playing kind of a Bondish
they have
character.
the Anthony was Anthony Ingruber, is that how you say his name? He's the dude from he's coming out in the new Fantastic Four.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid that farted and grew up.
Oh, wow, great.
A Garbage Pail Kid.
He's a
Yeah. Farted, grew up, and got rid of his acne.
You know what? He is a good actor. He was the saving grace for me when I had to go see the screening of what's the screening? I saw that. What's the movies he's in? The stupid kid movies. Divergent, the Divergent series.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the jerk off a-holes in it, and he was the saving grace. He was actually really good in it.
Really?
Yes, he was. He was actually really good in it. He was better than anybody else, but I can't see him being Han Solo. He does have that sarcasm, cynical look to him, but I don't know about Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
I mean, Han
the
Solo.
picture they have up here kind of gives him that rich boy Hampton's date rapey type look. Like he'd have a pop collar that's like a pink shirt. And
Listen, Bill Cosby has redefined the date rape look for all of us.
Oh, you mean shitty sweaters?
It's just a quaalude.
And we're getting off topic.
Yeah. What if Bill Cosby was cast in Star Wars?
Please die in a fire.
They would just pass out roofies when you walk in.
Yeah. Chipping your balls off now.
Don't go nowhere. More Back to Tank is coming right up.
What the Misa saying?
The Rain Man Show debuts on Imperial Valley's premier talk radio station, KROP, AM 1300.
Yeah, but what do you think is going to happen if you strap a firecracker to your head? Let's just throw all the morons into a coliseum and give them fireworks on 4th of July, and that's how we will now celebrate Independence.
I'm down.
Let's free ourselves from stupidity. That will be a real Independence Day. Let's put all the idiots in the coliseum and give them fireworks to blow their heads off.
The Rain Man Show on KROP, AM 1300. Hello, this is Stormtrooper 1, and if you've missed any portion of the show, you can always head over to FromTheBacktToTank.com and listen to the show at your leisure. We're also on Stitcher, Smart Radio, Stitcher.com, search Bacta, and add us to your favorites. Thank you, and listen responsibly. And may the Force be with you. And long live.
Hello, everyone. The Rain Man digital app is now available in the Google Play Store. You can now take the entire Rain Man digital network on the go anywhere you go on your Android-based device. That means you can listen to Star Wars From the Bacta Tank, Weird West Radio, Supernatural The Crossroads, The Rain Man Show, and Critique Revolve, all from this app. Yes, R2, I'm getting to that. And it's no charge. Head over to the Google Play Store, type in Rain Man Digital, download the app today, and start listening. Also, whenever we do live shows, you will also be able to tune into the live channel on your Rain Man Digital app, Rain Man Channel 001. Thank you and enjoy the show.
You're listening to From the Back to Tank on Rain Man Digital.
There's some more rumors, and now this is where we get conflicting reports with the Han Solo story. Update: a fake photo. Is it a fake? A photo leak of Star Wars, all Star Wars movies slated through 2020. Now, some people are saying this is indeed has been confirmed fake. Some people are saying it still is unconfirmed whether or not this is fake. But somebody regardless, there's an image going around the internet that is similar to what Marvel has released, how their slate's going to look with,
with all their
the titles. Yeah, well, they have, on this one, they have Star Wars Force Awakens, then Rogue One, Anthology, Star Wars Episode 8, then they have Kenobi, The Balance of the Force is what it's called. Kenobi, Balance of the Force, Star Wars Episode 9, and then they have very last Fett/Solo Anthology. Now, this is where it gets conflicting. Is this Han Solo movie going to be a Han Solo? If this is true, because we've already heard they were doing a Fett spinoff.
Yeah.
Have we not?
Yeah.
We've heard that.
Yeah. But also the rumor to that one, though, was that Fett was going to be sharing this limelight with Solo.
Right. So, but Lucasfilm hasn't said anything about the Fett yet in connection to the release of the new information pertaining to the Solo spinoff.
Yeah.
So they're not connecting them, even though all the rumors have. So I'm wondering if they're going to say this is Solo's movie, but it's going to be kind of like a Star Wars, like a Batman verse, Batman v Superman.
What if it just turns into Star Wars bounty hunters?
Could be something like that, or or Scoundrels.
Or I'm telling
Anthology.
I'm telling you, it could turn into like the good, the bad, and the ugly of Star Wars.
I see you. You're getting all giddy out there. I see you on Facebook.
Thinking about it, thinking about it, dude. Oh man, it'd be awesome.
Tarantino can direct because he's doing Hateful Eight. Shut up, all right? Don't ruin my dreams, goddammit.
It could be called The Hateful Jedi.
The Hateful Jedi.
All right, now the thing that really throws people off about this image more than anything is we've already said, this is why I'm leaning to this being fake, because Lucasfilm has already announced that there's going to be the episodes, Star Wars episodes, which is the Skywalker storyline, and then anything outside of that will be anthology.
Yes.
Okay, well, one thing someone pointed out was, Star Wars Kenobi doesn't have anthology at the bottom. It has a totally different title that says Balance of the Force. And then that led people to believe, are they planning an other offshoot of their branding? And I don't think they would do that. They're going to confuse the shit out of people. People are already going to be confused with anthology. I had to explain it last week to my stepdad who likes Star Wars, and he's all like, how come this one says anthology? I don't get it. Is there going to be a bunch of them? I'm like, they're basically standalone spinoffs. And I had to explain the episodes are about the Skywalker storylines, and then the anthologies are the standalone spinoffs. He's all like, okay, that's confusing. I'm like, and he's the average everyday guy. So I can't imagine them throwing yet another curveball at people. It's like, yeah, now we're gonna have another one called The Balance of the Force.
Well, Mike, isn't it kind of like, okay, they come out with episode 7, right? Then it's an anthology film, which was Rogue One. Then it's episode 8. Then we have the Kenobi film, and then we have episode 9, correct?
Yeah.
So automatically my brain would be going, okay, we're going episode, anthology, episode, anthology, episode, anthology.
Okay, there is an update site I just found. This is the guys from Boba Fett fan club did some impressive detective work debunking the image. They have found that it is indeed a fake image.
Oh.
But they said that alone, StarWars7News.com says that they really hope that the folks at Lucasfilm and Disney pay close attention to the fans' reaction at the Kenobi movie news. Because we still haven't got confirmation. There's a lot of rumors circulating Obi-Wan, but nothing's been confirmed yet. So I was excited. When I saw Kenobi, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I saw it too, and I was like, that'd be pretty rad.
Yeah. So
I'd still like to see the Fett solo film before the Kenobi film, though.
Yeah, because we've seen Obi-Wan for years, and we haven't really explored Han Solo. It'd be nice to explore something in a movie form that we haven't quite seen before. Especially since it probably won't have to do with the Force or anything like that. No Jedis. I'm sure there'll be a presence of sorts in there, but for the most part, it's going to be dealing. It's just like Rogue One. We don't know Rogue One's going to have a Force presence. However, there is some information saying that Darth Vader is set to appear in Star Wars Anthology Rogue One.
Yeah.
Which we've been discussing that since Rogue One's been released, the information on it, and the time frame takes place between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope during the same time as Star Wars Rebels. We immediately said, well, listen, if he pops up in Star Wars Rebels, he's the guy that's single-handedly responsible for hunting down the Jedis. I mean, you got to put him in, right?
Yeah.
And you got to at least talk about him.
That's why I don't get why a lot of Star Wars fans are upset. Some of them are upset that the news came out, Darth Vader's going to be in Rogue One.
Why? Well, what's the reasoning?
Because they're like going, well, why does he need to be there?
If you watch the Episode 7 trailer, his helmet is obviously destroyed. So he can't be in Rogue One because even though it's an anthology film, it will follow after Episode 7, so it has to follow the storyline.
But Rogue One comes before Episode 7, though.
But guys, they've already stated that Rogue One is before. They've even stated where it takes place in the universe.
No, I have sources close to Lucasfilm that have confirmed that it actually takes place after Episode 7.
How?
You'll see.
Yeah. So the information, I guess, Phil, getting back to Star Wars Han Solo for a moment, that Phil Lord and Chris Miller will direct the Han Solo spin-off movie, okay, which we'll get into them later in a later show, who exactly they are. Now, Star Wars Anthology Rogue One site reveals that Vader will not be the primary antagonist, which I think is smart. Yes. It's the same thing. It's the same problem that I would have in Star Wars Rebels. He shouldn't be the permanent antagonist because you take his teeth. You take the fangs out of Vader if you see him week to week.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing applies with a movie like Rogue One. His presence should be there. We should see him in a cool scene, maybe giving orders, maybe in a ship, more than a holonet, definitely. But yeah, he shouldn't be the antagonist, but he should be the leader giving orders.
Yes.
I mean, it would make perfect sense. He's in control of shit. Him and Tarkin.
Yeah,
at this
point. If they approach it just like how Rebels is doing it, where yes, Vader is there in the second season, but he's not really dealing with the Rebels face to face right now. He sends his Inquisitors in because we know that he's going to get those Inquisitors in before he ever deals with Kanan and Ezra.
Yeah.
So I think if they do it like that, that makes sense. And also, it would also give credence to the fact that tying Rogue One into Rebels anyway, because remember, season 2 is supposed to tie into to Rogue One.
Well, we think. I don't think we got confirmation, but
we're hoping.
It would make sense. If anything, Rogue One, I think out of all of them, Rogue One would have to connect, with Star Wars Rebels.
It has to.
I almost think we're going to see Leia in Rogue One. If we don't see her in Star Wars Rebels, I almost think we're going to see her, depending on the exact time frame of Rogue One. If it happens during the Rebels time frame, then I mean, this is where they're stealing the Death Star plans, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, who has the Death Star plans in New Hope? Leia, who's being chased down by Vader because she has stolen plans. Princess Leia. So like I said before, I think it would be brilliant if Rogue One ended with Princess Leia's Corellian Corvette flying through screen and Vader's attacking it. And that's how it ends. The beginning of New Hope is the ending of Rogue One.
That would be actually really good.
That would be fantastic.
It'd be a great connection between the two.
It would be, and maybe that's his appearance. Maybe that's what you know what I mean? Maybe that will be him. His presence in Rogue One.
I'm cool with that.
There's just so many possibilities with Rogue One.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, everything they've actually stated about Rogue One has me psyched. A war film. I'm still psyched it's a war film.
Yeah.
We're going to see the Dirty Dozen of
I honestly
Star
don't know
Wars.
what I'm more excited about at this point, Episode 7 or Rogue One. Because Episode 7 I'm excited because it's the ongoing storyline of the Skywalkers. But then Rogue One's something we've never seen before. And that's uncharted territory.
I'm more excited.
It's something
starting in December, we have just got the beginning of a giant Star Wars orgy for the years to come.
It's pretty much.
No,
man.
that's
we've got that movie, we've got Star Wars Rebels, we've got all the cool shit coming out.
Less than a year later, Rogue One comes out in the summer.
So we're gonna be, going strong again, and
DOS will not be blue balled.
I told you I need Star Wars Viagra in order to deal with all this.
I'm gonna start working out. I'm in shape. I'm gonna do penis push-ups.
What do you need numb?
Yep.
All right. So next bit of news, and then we're done for today's show, is Journey to Star Wars: The Force Awakens. First details on tie-in books have been revealed. Now, again, this is something we've been discussing, and now finally the release. Now, for those of you that don't know, Star Wars: Force Awakens, the journey to Star Wars: Force Awakens is a promotional marketing push put together by Lucasfilm and, of course, Disney, where they're like, hey, let's do this giant, huge push starting in the fall where we release all these tie-in books that are direct, that are going to have tie-ins. Now, we have the comic books already. We have other books that have already been released as part of the new canon, but These have not been confirmed with direct tie-ins. The things they're releasing as part of the Journey to the Force Awakens campaign, these will be actual tie-ins. We're not sure how detailed these tie-ins will be into Episode 7, but there will be Episode 7 tie-ins, and I guess Easter eggs and clues littered throughout this entire campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the first one starts out with the Star Wars, it's called The War Is Not Over, Star Wars Aftermath by Chuck Wendig. And if this is going to be a book that basically takes place right after Return of the Jedi, much like the comic book.
Right after that group photo.
Yes, as the Empire reels from its critical defeats at the Battle of Endor, the Rebel Alliance, now a fledgling New Republic, presses its advantage by hunting down the enemy's scattered forces before they can regroup and retaliate. Above the remote planet Akiva, an ominous show of enemy strength is unfolding. Out on a lone reconnaissance mission, pilot Wedge Antilles watches Imperial Star Destroyers gather like birds. So it looks like he may, in fact, be the main. Wedge is finally getting his due.
That'll be cool. Yeah. Because Wedge is actually one of those characters that I really did like. And, you know, before they canceled the EU, he was a major character with the Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. Next is Star Wars Lost Stars. It's a young adult novel. Are we gonna be reading these? Are you gonna be reading the adult novels?
Dude, I'm gonna be reading.
We're gonna read all of them.
Are we gonna read all these?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, think about it in September, because I know that everything is slated for September.
I still need to read Tarkin.
Are you serious?
And the new one that came out with Ventress.
Yeah,
the Lost Stories from Clone Wars that are So we have Star Wars: The Lost Stars. It's a teen novel, a young adult novel written by Claudia Gray. And it has to do with the reign of the Galactic Empire has reached the outer rim planet of Gillican, where aristocratic Thane Kyrell and rural villager Sienna Ree bond over their love of flying. Ugh.
It's supposed to read, from what I understand, it's supposed to read kind of like Star Wars Rebels.
Okay. Now, bitter and disillusioned Thane joins the fledgling rebellion. What do we know? Is this taking place during what time period? It's not saying it. It looks like it takes place between the War of Imperial Empire and Rebels, but it doesn't say exactly when.
It might be before Jedi.
Yeah. Okay, now on the opposite side of the war, will these friends turn foes? Okay, so it's kind of a love story, star-crossed lovers type thing. Star Wars: The Weapons of a Jedi, a Luke Skywalker adventure.
That one is awesome.
Luke Skywalker returns in an all-new adventure in this story set between Star Wars: A New Hope and Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back. Luke finds himself drawn to a mysterious planet. So this is going to kind of go hand in hand with the comic book as well, because Star Wars has a lot to do. The Star Wars comic is dealing a lot with Luke. So I wonder if they're going to have some connections, or if this is going to be real, because the comic book comes off the heels of New Hope.
Yes.
This may come off maybe leading into Empire.
Yeah.
Luke finds himself drawn to a mysterious planet where he must use the Force to save a young girl and maybe boner. I added that part, guys.
Spread his midichlorians across the galaxy.
Oh, Jesus. Spread midichlorians all over your face. Okay, next is Star Wars Moving Target. Star Wars Moving Target, a Princess Leia adventure. Written by Castellucci. Princess Leia returns in an all-new adventure in the story set between Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Now, this is going to be interesting because the story of Princess Leia and Luke between Empire Return of the Jedi had to do with, if you remember, the awesome video game Shadows of the Empire that came out for Nintendo 64, where Dash Rendar was the is it Dash Rendar? Yeah, Dash Rendar was the main character, and he was kind of their connection to Jabba's palace. That was the kind of the storyline that we knew of. That was one of the few actual elements that Lucasfilm let the side story people actually develop a bit. And it was through that video game, and from that video game spawned, comic books dealing with him, and it all dealt between New Hope, or Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So it's going to be interesting to see what changes they make. If they'll maybe go back to Legacy, perhaps, with Dash Rendar, maybe throw him in there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because I always wanted Dash Rendar to hook up with Princess Leia. I don't know why, even though she's looking for Han Solo, but hey, you know what? Han Solo, how many years was Han Solo locked in carbonite? Like 3 years? Was it like 3 or 4 years between Empire and Return of the Jedi?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, a woman has her needs. A woman has her needs, and Dash Rendar is like Han Solo, but cooler.
But cool.
Yeah.
Hey, that is true because Dash could use the Force at one point.
Yeah. All right. So Smuggler's Run is the next one. See, they are getting you standalones. Okay. This one is a Smuggler's Run is a Han Solo and Chewbacca adventure. Han Solo and Chewbacca return an all-new adventure, and this story is set between Star Wars New Hope and Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. And these are all going to be tie-ins to Episode 7.
Dude,
this is just so much, though. It's so much. Yes, it's cool, but I don't know.
Can you picture when it's September, when everything comes out, what we have to cover?
I can't.
And how much we're not going to have.
You know what we're going to have to do?
I'm going to have the video games come out. I think Battlefront comes out in September,
who's
right?
the fastest reader in the studio? Justin, David, Greg.
I'm going to say me because I go through books like crazy.
I'm assigning it now. You're the book guy. So for anything I can't keep up with, I'll buy your books since it's for the show. Okay, so starting in September when these come out, I'll buy your books for you. You read them, and that'll be your segment. You'll discuss the books and what you've read. Because we need to cover these. And I can't read them all.
I just about had a fucking panic attack. It's like, oh, no.
I'm going through these going,
I can't do it, Master. I can't. It's just too big.
Too many.
Star Wars Ships of the Galaxy includes a giant fold-out that reveals new ships.
Yeah, I don't know. That ship looks terrible. It's like a TIE fighter combined with the Millennium Falcon tied with the Jedi Starfighter. The Jedi Starfighter. I don't know about that.
Shit.
Okay, so this is, Greg was jumping ahead, but Ships of the Galaxy is, what is it exactly? A studio fund featuring starships old and new. This clever book uncovers amazing facts. So it's just a trivia book of sorts.
It's like those books you used to get, like they had like the blueprints for all the ships and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
it's an info book.
I'll get it.
And then the next one is Star Wars Droid Factory. Nah. These are going to be more for the kids. Some rolling wheels, some walk on legs. They're droids in the Star Wars galaxy. They can do almost anything. Okay, so you're going to learn all sorts of fun facts about many different Star Wars droids. Even build a few. So this is going to be like something fun for the kids.
Yeah.
Star Wars, absolutely everything you need to know. This will be like kind of like a dictionary book type thing with all the Star Wars, kind of like a Wikipedia, a Wikipedia, like they have
Wikipedia.
Yeah. So that's what's been released so far, and it looks like that would be it for the Journey of the Force Awakens.
Yep.
Journey to the Force Awakens. Lots to keep up on.
So much.
I will try to cover. Who wants to do comic books?
If Greg wants to do it, I could cover it.
I'll do them.
Right. I'll see if I can figure it out. Well, maybe I'll cover
I'll do the video games as well because I'm already buying. I already have Star Wars pre-ordered.
You do video games.
Okay. My goal is
I'll
just
do
like
comics.
Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
So stupid. Dustin, what are you going to do? Nothing. I can't do it, Master.
It's so much.
Master, destroy us. So stupid.
Oh, yeah. Just think, during September 2, I think Star Wars Uprising is coming out during that time, so video games are going to be everywhere.
I'm going to be playing the hell out of that during the show. Dude, I'm looking forward to that, man, because the reason why I'm not playing Star Wars Old Republic right now is because I'm using my computer. Like, with the Star Wars Uprising.
It's nice, doesn't it?
Star Wars Uprising, it's mobile. I'm going to play on my iPad constantly.
I'm like going, there's going to be so much
I probably won't have a girlfriend because I'm just be like, what are you doing? Nothing. Just playing on my iPad.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
The porn industry is going to go down. I'm going to quit looking at porn.
You're not.
All my internet time will go specifically to Star Wars Uprising. I mean, that game looks fantastic. In fact, they released a trailer, which I have not had a chance. Anybody have a chance to look at it yet?
Not the new one. I watched the old one.
They released some new footage.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
As well. Is there anything else we need to cover for today's show in terms of Star Wars news, or is that it? That's it, huh?
Yeah.
We covered it. We hit on everything. There was so much. So that is it for today's show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening. You can always catch our show on demand. Go to FromTheBactaTank.com or RainManWasHere.com and add us to your favorites. Also available on Stitcher. Just search Star Wars From the Bacta Tank.
And don't forget about our app, the Rayman digital app. You can find us there.
Right, that's it. Oh, thank you.
Mike.
I'm Jay Leno.
Hello, this is Stormtrooper 1, and if you've missed any portion of the show, you can always head over to FromTheBactaTank.com and listen to the show at your leisure. We're also on Stitcher, Smart Radio, Stitcher.com, search Bacta, and add us to your favorites. Thank you, and listen responsibly. And may the Force be with you. And long live Tank is executive produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. Hosted by Michael Flores, David Zabal. You can find out more about our show by going to www.fromthebactatank.com. You can also find us on Twitter at FromBactaTank, as well as Facebook, facebook.com/FromTheBactaTank.